What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to At Least We Tried All Things Gaming. How y'all doing today? I am Mildew Carrot, your host for today. How y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, staying safe during this COVID times. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have three very awesome people here with me today. Right above, floating up high, Gravity Mark II. How's it going, Gravity?
Gravity?
Gravity.
Oh, sorry. See, what? That thing I said about Nine Ball's mic looks like it went over to Mildew Carrot's mic this time.
I think it's just your
you ask me
headset.
how I'm doing. I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing fantastic.
I think it's those wireless
You know,
headsets
maybe
of
it's my
yours.
headphones. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's your wireless headphones. I think you need to plug in, I know you like disconnecting from the rest of the world, just floating off into space, but man, you gotta connect back to Earth sometimes. Just connect, just plug back in. And we can't forget him, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the awesome. It's the Nine Ball over here in my corner. What's up, Nine Ball?
Doing good. I'm doing good today. It's been an awesome day.
That's good. That's good.
Corner pocket.
So, corner pocket. Yeah, that's how awesome it is. And then you heard him right now, speaking up. As always, got something to say. Just lovely man. Life of the party, dances the night away. Flash 36, aka Malachi 36. What's up, Malachi?
What's up, Flash fam? Having a good time. I'm ready to talk video game news with you guys, get nerdy with it. You know what I mean?
All right, getting nerdy. Yeah, we're all a bunch of nerds. And there's nothing wrong with that, really. To be honest, right now in this day and age when technology is becoming a forefront, nerds are it, people. Nerds are definitely becoming it. So you're gonna have the jock nerds, the popular nerds. Yeah, nerds are going to be a common thing now. We're no longer special. I don't know how I feel about that. All right, so we've got some news to talk with you all today, like we always do. So, first thing on the block, something that if you ever talk to Nineball about, he will go on for hours about all the mods he's installed and all the different runs he's done. That is Skyrim. And most importantly today, we're talking about Skyrim 6. Will it be Xbox or PC exclusive?
Dun dun dun.
Let's find out. We got a nice little snippet from Oracle here. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this one here. I know y'all like to, step up and read some stuff here, but I kind of want to read this one. Claire Reed from Lead Bible said, Xbox boss, say that one 5 times fast. Xbox boss Phil Spencer seems to have hinted that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be Xbox PC exclusive. Following Microsoft purchase of Bethesda, fans have been left wondering if the company's new titles, including the Elder Scrolls 6 and the next Fallout, will be made available on PlayStation or other platforms. Now, in an interview with Kotaku, Spencer has hinted that the games won't be coming to PlayStation or Switch. Kotaku's Stefan Totilo asked Spencer if it would be possible for the company to recoup a $7.5 billion investment if you don't sell Elder Scrolls 6 on the PlayStation. Spencer just said yes. Well, that's us told then. He went on to elaborate, I don't want to be flip about that. This deal was not done to take games away from another player's base like that. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together has how do we keep other players from playing these games. We want more people to be able to play games, not fewer people to be able to go play games. While that sounds promising, Spencer wants more people to be able to play games. After all, he went on to say, but I'll also say in the model, I'm just answering directly the question that you had. I think about where people are going to be playing and the number of devices that we had, and we have Xbox and we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass in our console base. I don't have to go ship those games on another platform other than the platforms that we support in order to kind of make the deal work for us, whatever that means. So, you definitely, if they buy the game systems, they're obviously going to launch on their systems.
Yeah.
They've got control of it. They're definitely going to want to prioritize them. If anything, I know they've done this before in the past where they've had like a year exclusion on the game, and then a year later it's come out to the other systems, kind of give themselves that little one-up step, going like, okay, we're going to do it on Xbox PC now, and next year you guys can get it later, So I kind of feel like, with this, they're definitely going to do that launch first for Xbox and PC. I'm okay with that because I got PC. I'm not scared. I'm not going to cry. But I definitely think that later on the PlayStation, and maybe Switch groups will get it like a year later, or something like that, depending upon how they want to do it. At least that's my hope, because like you said, he doesn't want to take it away from other gamers, but they are going to prioritize Xbox and PC.
Oh,
Gravity,
sure.
what do you think on that one?
So I am actually really curious to see what they do with that. Like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if they did a kind of like just like a year buffer where they're just like, hey, this is going to be exclusive for us for this amount of time, and then we're going to make it available to everybody else. But like I've been really interested to see how they do that, because especially with this acquisition, I've been kind of feeling like they're going to take a lot of those titles and kind of shift that, at least some of the older titles, and just put them directly on Game Pass to kind of entice people to come to Game Pass. And I'm wondering if they might try to do that, and then as soon as 6 drops, that's when they'll just be like, hey, like, you can play all the older ones on Game Pass if you have it, and then you have that exclusivity of having that buffer. Or maybe they might not even have that buffer at all, and they might launch it on all the platforms at the same time, but say, hey, if you want to play, some of the older ones, we have the older ones. We have all the older ones like on Game Pass, to try to be that extra enticing thing to be, just in case you're that person who's like, oh, like I want to play the other ones before this one, or like, oh man, I really want to go back and play these ones before I go play 6.
Interesting. Definitely interesting concept, especially since you say the older ones. I know if they throw it on Game Pass, you're probably going to have those gamers who are PC based who aren't really going to care about that, because they probably already got it. And like,
True.
Our dear friend Nineball has modded hours and hours out of the whole thing. Nineball, why don't you tell us about all those modded hours and what do you think this is going to do for it, especially with them being exclusive to Xbox and PC? I know the modders will definitely be happy if it comes just to PC starting off with.
Well, I don't know. Like I said at the beginning, it may be a case-by-case basis. They may put it on PlayStation. I feel like it's really going to depend on what's going on. To be honest, most people are worried about I've heard a lot of people talk about the acquisition and the money. Well, to be frank with that, Microsoft is a $1.4 trillion company. With that amount, Xbox, the gaming part, actually takes about, I think, less than 1%. So I watched this one interview and he was talking about how much money Microsoft actually has, and it's virtually ridiculous. Like, they could have made that acquisition 10 times over and it wouldn't even have hurted them.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me.
The financial part, I don't think is going to be the issue. I feel like Phil Spencer, the way he's talking, I feel like he's not really concerned over what console it launches on. It's going to be more on the question on what the higher ups want to do. I kind of they could make it exclusive permanently, seeing as which they now own the franchise and rights. I would hate to see that, because I feel like Elder Scrolls is, to be honest, if it didn't come out on PlayStation, it's not going to hurt me anyways. Like you said, I'm going to buy it on PC. We're going to put like 2,000 mods on it, see what happens. Wait for the game to blow up.
But, nothing better. How do you play Skyrim? I play it till it crashes. What?
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you think they're going to do a staggered release then? Like a buffering of like 1 year time frame or so, just to give boost to Xbox PC and then go down from there?
Probably you won't. I don't think you have to. If the games, think about it. If a game's launching, let's say you buy it on PlayStation, an Xbox fan will probably have Game Pass. You can pick up the game day one on Game Pass for $15 a month, or pay $70 to get it on PlayStation. Which one sounds like the better deal?
70. I'm just kidding.
Says the Sony pony.
But like I said, I'm buying. This one I'm buying. I really want to see. The Elder Scrolls is probably one of my favorite franchises, and I would love to see everybody playing it. It's up there with like Mass Effect and stuff. I would love to see even Flash playing it on his PlayStation 5 and get a hold of it. but it's really all in Microsoft court to see what they do with it.
Yep. No, I agree with that one. I definitely think, as you stated in there, you kind of make a point. Is like, just because the president, Phil Spencer, he definitely wants to see it go to all systems, doesn't mean the board's going to want to see it that way, because we all saw how the original Xbox One series kind of went when the board took over on that one, and yeah,
It'll be a whole Star Wars thing, like Vader wanted to turn his son to the dark side, Palpatine just wanted to straight up kill him.
Exactly. So we'll find out here in Microsoft Series Wars 35, I think. I don't know. There's too many of them. So last but definitely not least, and the best for last as well, Malachi 36. What are your thoughts on this one, man?
So I definitely thought a lot about in this. I've done a lot of research too as well. And I did research not because I'm a huge fan of the series. The one I was the most indulged in is Oblivion. I did go ahead and get a little bit into Skyrim, but not to the point to where everybody else did. I think this is a genius move by Xbox. I think they should make it Xbox exclusive. For the simple fact is that that's one of the things. That's what Xbox fans really do want. They want to have more exclusive titles for their consoles. Yes, you have Game Pass now, which is great. I think that's a good thing as well. And again, this is just me speaking as a general body, because again, if you're speaking to Cam, I didn't really get far into the Elder Scrolls series enough to be like, oh my goodness, this sucks. It's not going to come on PlayStation. It'd be nice if it comes on PlayStation. I'm not gonna. It's not for me. It's not Final Fantasy, so it's not gonna really do too much for me. But I would like to play it on PlayStation. But if I can't, okay. I know for others, like Ohio, for example, that's a turning point for him. If it's just Xbox, he's going to jump on and get an Xbox Series S or X. I think that it would be a really, really smart move. I think it'll be an aggressive move. You don't just drop $7.5 billion for it to be launched on PlayStation. You don't. You know what I mean? And on top of that, strategically, why did this interview happen a day before pre-orders went up for anything like this? You know what I mean? For the Series X, S, or X, or whatever the case is. People, they're doing that to try to get in people's mind, be like, all right, this is going to be an Xbox thing. I think that's what I truly do believe. I also heard it when I was listening to a podcast on Xcast for Kind of Funny Games Daily. Same thing. They had a guest on the show that said the same thing. I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So I think that they invested too much for it to be on any other platform. With that being said, devil's advocate, if they decide to do it on Xbox, which I personally think they should, but if they go ahead and make it Xbox exclusive, I don't want to hear another single complaint about people complaining that Spider-Man is a PS4 exclusive on the Avengers game. I don't want to hear a single complaint, because Elder Scrolls is a series. You had that on PlayStation, and now you're taking it away from them. Spider-Man was a one playable character in a multiplayer game. I don't want to hear a single complaint if they do that. I think Xbox should, but I don't want to hear a complaint about that. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to complain about that one. But no, you actually definitely bring up a good point there. They definitely planned that their launch, the interview and all right before, kind of put in people's mind. But unfortunately, as Nineball and I've said, like, we don't care. We've got PCs, and we're actually probably going to see a lot more PC game. You're going that way too, Gravity. We'll indoctrinate you here shortly. You will join us.
I'm slowly getting there.
You will join us. just like we got Malachi to join us.
Whoop, whoop. PC.
One of these days, I'm just gonna come through. I've seen the light.
And it's very dark. But yeah, no, definitely a good drop on Microsoft for that one. The purchase definitely is good. I am, they definitely got control of that. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, like you said, now what are your thoughts though, Malachi, on possibly, like, even if they do just like the exclusive launch starting off with, do you think that they will try and maybe later on, like maybe not next year, but like within like a year or two, possibly, kind of downstream it to the other systems? Do you think they're going to keep it exclusive, or will they possibly trickle it down based on what Phil Spencer said in his interview, that he himself doesn't want to do it, but as Nineball said, maybe the board wants to do it. So, but do you think that's a possibility?
I think it's a possibility. I think it depends, honestly, ultimately, how deep you want to look into this, because again, $7.5 billion is not chump change. I know for Microsoft it may be, but I'm just saying in general, that's still, even for a multi-trillion-dollar company, you don't just randomly throw around $7.5 billion for anything. You're going to be spending. You're going to be go ahead and spend giving them this money because this is what you're believing that they're worth, and that's a statement. It's more than just the actual currency; it's a statement. So I think them being that aggressive, they kind of would need to make it. Well, not need to, but I was about to say on that level, I think it would be more likely that they would make it exclusive. But again, on the other side of the coin, if you do that, then how well are you really treating your slogan to where you're able to play anywhere? If you're really trying to cater to all gamers, you are going to cater to Nintendo. You are going to cater to PlayStation. You know what I mean? If you want gamers to really play everywhere and how they want to play, if I want to play Elder Scrolls 6 on my PS5, then I should be able to do that if you're really standing behind that statement. So I think it could go either way. I honestly think that if they do pull the exclusive trigger, I don't think it's going to come to PS5 at all, even on the time exclusive, just because that would be a really aggressive move. That's a $7.5 billion move, I would think.
They may do it. Actually, I want to Hellblade, for example, is on all consoles. I want to say Microsoft helped make that, but I would have to look into it before I say anything else on that.
Well, even so, like Hellblade, for example, that was the first title. We're talking about something that is on Elder Scrolls 6. It's been established. So if, you know what I mean, this is not something that's just like, oh, we're going to see how it goes. All right, does well on Xbox. Let's go ahead and have the developers making more money. Because that's another thing, is that developers, they're going to want to go ahead and make the most money possible from that. So in order for them to sell it on other platforms, then you're giving more money to the people that's making the game. But as far as, again, Hellblade, I wouldn't really have that as a comparison, just because the next one we're waiting on right now is Hellblade 2. As far as Elder Scrolls, we had Morrowind, we've had Oblivion, we've had Skyrim, we've had friggin'
Daggerfall Arena.
Yeah, we have so many different prequels.
Never mind.
It was I'm talking about Tamriel Unlimited. Like we've had all these different types. So we've had all these other Elder Scroll type style games that's underneath that genre, to where they build, whether you're online or whether you're single player, you know what Elder Scrolls is. That's not a chump change name. You know what I mean? So I think that's a different method there, to where if they did to go ahead and make it exclusive, it's exclusive. I don't think it's going to be timed, but you never know.
You do have a point there. ESO, the Elder Scrolls in general is one of the biggest established Western RPG franchises. It's up there. They control some of the other ones. That one and Fallout are like two big ones underneath there, which are considered Western style RPGs. Probably the only other one I can think of probably right now would be Mass Effect.
Siege 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Siege. Rainbow Six Siege.
No, that's not a RPG.
No, it was. Oh, you're talking about RPG. Never mind.
Yeah,
we're talking like RPGs.
Yeah. I thought it was.
We're not talking like gun shootings. Yeah, Tom Clancy's definitely up there. We know about that.
Which that actually had announced that's going to be on Game Pass too. Anyway,
but
anyway,
you could make the argument though. Like you could make the argument that they might bring it to Xbox for an exclusive amount of time. You could even say that could just be a first year, but allowing these other companies and these other consoles to at least have the capability of playing it, that is a whole another stream of revenue coming in. And if you think about it, you could say that they could use that first year to at least maybe not even announce that it might eventually get there, but they might at least plan and say, okay, well, like for the first year, it's just strictly going to be on Xbox. And then throughout that year, they might see how well that sells. That might see, okay, well, is that exclusivity forcing people, like, is it bringing in more customers, or is it pushing more people out? Is it at that point where it's only bringing in the few dedicated players, or is it pulling in more people to say, okay, well, I mean, if this is the only place I can play it, then I might as well give it a try. I might as well get a Series S. It's a lower price point. It's an easier jumping onto platform for Xbox. So you could make that argument that they might keep it. They might at least plan to keep it exclusive for that first year, And then maybe once that first year comes up, they might make that decision to say, well, it's either permanently going to be on here, or we need to rake in a little bit more money, so let's just let these other platforms have it.
I feel like I'm kind of with, believe it or not, Flash kind of on this one.
Why make it sound so surprising? Like you never agree with me. Goodness.
It is a good point, though. It's all
They're all valid points.
It is all speculation.
Phil Spencer has, like they said, really advertised this play anywhere style of game. To do that will probably kind of go against it. In a way, I feel like, even though, like, I was watching some people, they talking about that, I'm going to say Belair, but where they was talking about how they may do it to where a case-by-case basis basically means they may look at the revenue when this game finally goes gold and ready to launch, close to the time of launch. They may look and go, you know what, Microsoft's in an excellent spot. I mean, not Microsoft, but the Xbox is in an excellent spot. We can release that on both consoles or all the consoles. Not a big deal. Or if it's, let's say, the PlayStation has, just straight up, trampled over them, just stampeded over them. And they go, well, we need something to get us back in this race.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that. I know that's what he meant by case-by-case basis. I feel more like, though, they still going to try to release on all consoles. But it's really going to be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering how this was going to play out when I first saw that acquisition. Because when I first seen it on the Instagram post. I thought it was a prank. I was like 10. And then it was like 3 other things immediately showed up. Like, oh, they did.
All right, yeah, definitely very good points there, guys. So we'll just have to wait and see what they truly decide to do here. There's a lot of information given, just even those little snippets given by Phil Spencer about what could or could not happen and what we definitely think of what we've seen before. So definitely can't wait to see what's going to happen there on that one. So we'll have to wait for launch day on that. Speaking of exclusions for PS4, don't forget, guys, this is I think you got 2 weeks left to get Vampire for Malachi and Need for Speed Payback. So definitely get online, just throw them in your library, because you never know. We could have a winter come that you'll just shut you down, won't let you outdoors, and you're like, I want to play something. Oh, I've got Vampire.
It already is with that winter. It's called COVID.
No, I'm talking about the really, really bad winter where it's like you're snowed in, like you got no light coming in. The house is cold, and the only thing that'll
COVID 2.0.
Yeah, all your neighbors turn into COVID zombies.
There you go.
Yep. And speaking of PS4, ladies and gentlemen, PS4 Party Update just came out. Nineball, why don't you give us a little rundown on that one?
Let me take this one. Oh, okay. I got to about this.
This is a two-parter.
Okay, this is from Jeremy Winslow from GameSpot. Sony has delivered on its promise of overhauling the PlayStation Store ahead of the PlayStation 5 November 12th launch. The new store makes some changes, including removing support for older PlayStation software and enabling pre-order of PlayStation 5 games. The new PlayStation Store isn't available in all regions yet. Earlier this month, Sony said the revamped store would roll out October 19th for web users and October 28th on mobile. In addition to changing the layout, the PlayStation Store discontinued support for PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, and PlayStation Vita games. And DLC add-ons. Users of these devices will no longer be able to purchase these titles from the PlayStation Store via desktop or mobile. Moreover, PlayStation apps, themes, and avatars, as well as the Wish feature, have been removed following the launch of the overhauled PlayStation Store.
Real quick, if I can interrupt. So,
no.
This one in particular. So the place.
Bruno.
So the article, definitely a great read there, Nineball. Just want to throw it out there that the PlayStation Party itself, if you guys haven't noticed already, if you guys are PlayStation fans out there, the PS4 Party has been changed, has been altered, and this article kind of capitalizes a little bit of that because they switched the PlayStation Store and the Party at the same time. And the way that the PlayStation Store is going to work for the PS5 too as well is going to be a little different. But the PS Party itself is kind of weird. They group the messaging and the party together. So it's not necessarily, there's actually quite a few people that don't like it. There's quite a few people that don't like it. I thought it was really weird too. I didn't really mind it as much as others did. But at the same time, I have a strong speculation that the reason why they're doing that is prepping to how it's going to be on the PS5 UI, which is the Article B here that Mildew is going to have someone read or read himself. So back to you.
Well, since you're so interested on this one, why don't you take over B there, Malachi?
All right, so Matt Espinelli and Kurt Indovina from GameSpot, for a while it seemed, and this is their quote on here, for a while it seemed that pretty wild that Sony has not revealed the UI of its upcoming PlayStation 5, given the console's launch is only a few short weeks. But that has finally changed thanks to the recent State of Play presentation offering more detailed looks of how the PlayStation console works. Unlike the Xbox Series X UI, which is similar to the next current gen Microsoft consoles, the PS5's UI is entirely different from its predecessor. To help give you an idea of what to expect from the UI, Sony's upcoming next generation consoles, we're going over the most significant changes. This includes numerous alterations to how you interact with the console's base functions like screenshot tools and your friends list, which is kind of what we were talking about just now. What the create button pops up in the UI, the new navigational system known as the cards, and much more. While what we detail below is based on the recent presentation, we'll of course know more once we get the hands on with the PS5 coming November 12th. So I don't know if anyone that has seen the UI presentation for PlayStation. Actually, I know that me and Gravity were talking previously to where one of the representatives took apart the PlayStation and you got to see a little bit on the inside and everything like that, which is cool. Fan, which I know we're going to get to here momentarily, and much, much more. When I looked at the actual UI of it, I thought it was cool. It definitely had features that was very similar to Quick Resume. I think Xbox is the only one that has the true Quick Resume to where you could be playing a game, turn off your Xbox console, completely power it back up, and you're right back at that game where you were just last at. I mean, we've had other features that's very similar to that, mainly on portable devices, so it's kind of unique to see this on an actual hard, like a home console. But
Brandon used to do it all the time on his PlayStation. He just turn the TV off.
There you go.
Pause all night.
But I was about to say, at least for me, when I looked at the UI overview and everything like that, the biggest thing that I thought was really cool, especially if it was like streaming purposes, was the picture-in-picture mode, to where I could be playing a game and watching Mildewy Carrot play, I don't know, Costume Quest, like online. I could just be watching at the same time or something like that. Like, I thought that was really cool. The loading screens and all that good stuff is non-existent. You're just literally zipping and zooming. The PlayStation Store itself is built into the PlayStation database, like that dashboard. It's no longer an app, so you don't have to click on it and wait for it to load up or anything like that. You can just hit down and bam, it's there. So, what are your thoughts about that, Mildewy?
So I mean, I definitely took a quick look into it when they announced it. I didn't delve into it too far, but just from the base look, it just kind of looks like they definitely cleaned up the screen a lot. They minimized things. You don't have to do a lot of scrolling now, which is definitely a very good thing. Not that I had a problem with it too much, but I think they just took the older system from 3 up to 4 and then extended it out. But this looks like they're trying to definitely condense it more down to a single screen format, which is very good. The card system doesn't seem too bad to me. It just kind of seems to be just a little extra feature down there that they've got. I definitely like what you said. My biggest thing though is that split screen capability of I can still play my games and watch as you guys are streaming something or someone else is streaming something online. That's definitely a plus for me, because beforehand with PS4, as you all know, like if you get an invite for it, you're watching it on PS4 and you can't do anything else.
Right.
So that definitely I love. That's my biggest love of that is bravo PlayStation on that one. Bravo. Everything else, I think it just seems to be little nuances that people are just going to get used to, kind of like transitioning from Windows 8 to Windows 10. Everyone was crying and yelling about it, but now look at us all. We're all running Windows 10 just fine. So hey. But yeah, I really didn't have too many like negative, positive, or overly happy stuff for that. Besides that, the streaming capabilities. That was about it. So that was my biggest thing. Gravity. I know you, Malachi, was stating that you and him have been talking about. What are your thoughts on that one?
So, one thing I do want to start with is this party update with PlayStation 4. I will say,
Let's talk about that.
because now correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this update came before the UI release.
No, no,
It was
it's
it was
recent.
Around the same time, wasn't it?
UI was this past Thursday, and the update happened over the weekend.
It was I remember the update happened.
No, the update's been out for
I
a
believe
while.
it was like a week ago.
Double
But
check.
like I remember like when the update happened, I was pretty upset with it because it just felt like a lot of the features that just worked before are just all of a sudden just now not working. And I believe like Flash and I already like even before that, like around that time, like speculated that was going to be a kind of what the PlayStation 5 was going to have. And when they showed off that feature for the UI with the PlayStation 5, I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of nice. Like it kind of functions, a little bit kind of like Discord, where you can start your own party, you can voice chat with people if you want, you can type if you want, and especially with the built-in mic into the controller and their updated software with voice recognition, it's gonna create a better environment to be able to type while you're playing. And if there are any games, like if you've ever played like Final Fantasy 14 or any other games that require like that have like a little text chat feature, it's a pain to have to just manually type everything. And so I'm looking forward to that. In regards to the ability to share your screen, I showed this to Abs and her eyes lit up because having your partner live with you who has their own console in another room and they're super excited with whatever they're playing and you're in the middle of something and they're like, oh my gosh, hey, like come here real quick, like I want to show you this, like I want to show you what I just did.
You always missed it too.
You're like, no, I'm already playing a game.
And I love that she does that. But she has so much that she wants to show me all the time, and sometimes that can cut into my gameplay a little bit. But as soon as I saw that, like she was just like, "Oh, cool! Now I don't have to keep calling for you. Now I could just send you like my screen, and I could just have you watch me play the entire time."
So what you're saying is your PlayStation 5 screen is going to blow up like Twitter.
I know, it's going to be the one time, and then I'll just keep her in the corner. We'll keep the conversation going, and I'll just keep her screen in the corner, and I'll just glance down every now and then.
I do have a quick question concerning that, actually, and definitely back on over to you, but I have a quick question. There's two things. One, I wanted to mention that you can actually move the picture-in-picture around on your screen. I thought that was cool. It's not going to be
I did like that.
Yeah,
you can choose it to have it like at the bottom of your screen,
top
corner, side, up. I believe they even had it so that way you could have it like in a screen next to your screen.
Yeah. That was it.
Way it's not so that way it's not covering up any important screen real estate that you might need. So so that way it's not covering up your health bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some other important
It'd be
measurement.
nice if eventually you could just dual screen with PlayStation 5 and you could just throw all the side stuff, extra chat things all over to the side to your secondary screen and your main games on there and all. Like that'd be so awesome.
And then,
that would be really great.
But I think I'm like overshooting it now. And then secondly, Malachi.
Yeah, I was about to say second, I wonder if you can have multiple picture-in-picture. Like I could be watching Mildewy Carrot and Bleeding Aces at the same time. I feel like that's not the case, but you never know. I mean, the power of PS5 and Xbox Series X, it might be. Who knows?
You could possibly do that, but I would say this: I would never do it. A lot of you would get X'd out because I would be way too distracted. I'd be playing my game and like, what's he doing? What's she doing? What's he doing? What's that doing? Why did I die? I just see that being a very big problem.
Now, one thing that I feel like you probably will be able to edit and customize, and I really hope that you are able to do that. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. But there was another podcast I was listening to that was discussing the UI that discussed the card feature. Because to be honest, at least in my opinion, I feel like the cards are just a little too big. Like it just they're just too obnoxiously big and they just take up a lot more space than they need to. Because like you can click on the cards and they'll expand and you can see more info that way. I feel like I'd prefer them to be a little smaller, but like that's just a nitpicky thing. But the thing that I'd heard on another podcast before was that like some of those cards I'm never going to use.
Yeah.
And especially like if they put them right there at the front, it's going to be really annoying to have to just go to your cards and just flip all the way to the last few cards because those are the ones that are most important.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like the ability to customize which cards you're going to see, which cards you're not going to see. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't let you not customize that.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to because I mean they let you customize certain other things. I mean, you would think I would think they would allow you to be able to say, all right, here's what I want on my taskbar, on my card bar, you know,
Exactly.
on my card table, whatever they want to call it, you know. I would think they would allow you to have that option to say, here's what I want, here's what I want to see, here's what I want to do.
Yeah, let me pick like 3 cards I want. So
Yeah.
that way I'm not having like a whole deck of cards.
Yep.
Right.
Nine Ball, you've been kind of quiet over there. You want to talk about some PS4 UI updates?
First of all, they hurt my feelings. I knew it was coming, but I have to accept reality. No more video games. I may be probably like one of the last of 2 people in the world that probably still owns a Vita.
Oh man,
I'm actually about to get ready to rebuy a Vita. That's what I'm about to get ready to do.
I've got my old, I got my old
PSP.
I knew it
got
was
that
coming,
thing. It was
but
like, oh man, I haven't touched it in so long. I'm pretty sure the battery's shot, but I'm like, I can't get rid of it. I can't.
Sony, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring out a new Vita. Bring out something. Because I loved the Vita. I love my handhelds.
Yeah. And also,
Amen.
quick side note, it was the 14th is when the update happened, and the 15th was the UI, so you guys were right. It was the
I
day
was
right
gonna
before.
say that. How
Yeah.
dare you steal my thunder?
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. Go ahead there, 9 Ball.
Yeah.
as for the update, I'm not a fan of the party thing. It's gonna take some getting used to because when I first got invited by like I think a cousin of mine, I didn't know what was happening. It just seemed such and such has created a party.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I just kept watching TV. Get a call. I got a call from Malachi and them before about, you gonna join the party, and I'm like, oh, that was a party invite. You can't tell what party. I can't tell what party invites are. It's gonna take a while to get used to. I think it looks okay. It's good that they're condensing it. I guess they want to make the store also more readily available. That's one thing with the store. I never really checked the store on a PS4. I don't know why, but it's never like unless somebody tells me about something. It's not something I really look at on there. When I usually jump on it either to watch a movie or to go to a game.
Yep.
It's good that they're gonna be doing it like that. I'm also glad that they're starting it up early. This is gonna give them some time to work out kinks. That's probably the reason why they started up right now. The new UI should be pretty good. Hopefully it is. I mean, this is probably one of Sony's weak points for me, anyway. Microsoft's Xboxes have always had better UIs than PlayStation's.
Well, yeah, they've had more. As we stated beforehand, they've got more experience in building a UI environment because of their background with PC. So in OS,
and actually, Windows 10 was actually built specifically, and I had almost forgotten about this, for the Xboxes.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they was built around that with all the new features and stuff. It was basically built more for gaming features and stuff.
Well, there was that time where they were releasing like the new like the Xbox One like right when it was about to launch. Like that was like their whole marketing like point was that your Xbox was going to be like your TV hub. It was going to be your gaming hub, your music hub. Like they were trying to make it like the hub of your life. And I feel like where we are now, I feel like we're closer to that point where you can watch Netflix, you can play Spotify, you can like people are already starting to use it as that hub. But I feel like some of these companies we're just a little too ahead of the curve for people to like comfortably want to transition that way.
That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing
jumped
about
the gun.
Microsoft sometimes. Sometimes they are too far ahead. They actually a long time ago put the hard drives in the original Xbox before hard drives was a thing. But getting back on the PlayStation, overall I do like the UI. I think it's a really good UI, and I feel like if they work out a couple kinks here and there, I feel like it can look pretty. It can look pretty good. I need to check out some more of it though. For probably after this one, I'll look more into it.
I think also too as well. To your point there, Gravity. If you have a person that's playing his X Cloud on a Samsung refrigerator, you know what I mean? I think we're inside the future.
Sir.
I think we're in the future. Let's be real.
Excuse me, sir.
That's next gen right there.
This is not a refrigerator here.
Hey, I'm just saying that was the actual thing. Someone was playing literally games, games on their refrigerator.
Yeah, no, the refrigerators that have the full touchscreen system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's be real though.
Why would you want to sit in your kitchen, cook spaghetti while playing the Mario?
Yeah,
Why would
but
you?
let's be real. What is the purpose of that?
Video entertainment.
Okay. I want you to think about it. Let's say you're in the kitchen cooking. You don't want little Timmy in the front room, so what you do? You stick him next to the refrigerator. Put some Fortnite right there. There you go. Play some Fortnite on the fridge for mommy cook some spaghetti.
Exactly. Then you can tell him, pause that game and reach in there and give me the Parmesan cheese. I'm almost level 5. I said pause it.
I have a feeling that's going to be a bad teaching habit for this generation coming up. That's just me though. But man.
Oh, I can see it though. If all the every other system's taken over, where's Timmy? He's in the kitchen playing Angry Birds on the freaking fridge because every other TV's taken up. You know.
Yeah. Why there be like some sort of hack to where you can't actually open up the cheese drawer? Like, dang it, we got hacked again.
So, question.
Yeah.
Remind me again. What is Xbox calling their quick change feature between games? Is it
Quick resume.
Pause.
Quick resume.
Yeah, quick resume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they discuss whether or not quick resume was going to work between devices?
See, that was something actually. I don't know if you saw XCast from Kind of Funny Games and started the.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I was about to say not
to
to trample on anybody that was about to chime in on that, but
no,
yeah.
Hey, I want to listen to somebody talk about that.
Yeah,
because that was something that was a good point. Like when Nineball was talking about little Timmy in the living room,
mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that. Maybe you're a parent, and all of a sudden you gotta put your parent pants on and you gotta make dinner, but you're playing a game, but you're in the middle of the game. You don't want to just leave the game.
Yeah.
Why not just quick resume it on your fridge?
Yeah.
And just keep going from there.
Now you can do that. That is something that you can officially do. But this was Snowbike Mike actually asked this question on XCast.
Mike.
Yeah, he said, all right, so I know I can play on my Xbox Series X, and if I want to go for a walk, I can go ahead and switch on over to my phone and play there. And if I want to go ahead and go on my tablet or something like that, switch again, I can. But will that quick resume pick up after it has transferred data so many times and I still have my Xbox Series X on? Will I be able to go back to my console and pick up to where I was last out on my handheld device? Or will it just be where I was last at on the Xbox Series X? And the people that actually have the Xbox Series X haven't been able to test that yet. So that information is technically still being tested.
Okay, so I got a better question.
I was about to say Nineball. You have the floor.
That just defeats the whole purpose of taking a walk and an exercise.
How so? You're still working out.
Yeah, if you're going to work, you're going to be working out playing Fortnite. I can't lift weights and play Fortnite at the same time.
You got to be skilled, bro.
Well,
you got to be skilled.
Say, man.
That's got a one-handed controller with all the buttons on it. They're pumping it. Like, I'm destroying it at the gym and online. Take that, Timmy. Take it. 140. Let's do it.
People like playing Apex in a marathon, and Roger sprinting for first place.
You never know.
Yeah, just like, you're running next to the person who's playing against you. Kick.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna see stupid stuff like that, like coming out within at least the next 5 years. Like we're gonna see it in the news, just like first person to win a Fortnite match while running a marathon.
Yep.
Like
God.
you're gonna see dumb stuff like that, especially with which I don't know why they're not calling it xCloud anymore. That was just such a cool name. Like bring that back.
Yeah.
Like especially like with streaming stuff, like with xCloud, with Luna, with Stadia. Like I feel like over time we're gonna see more stuff like that. But at least for somebody like me who grew up as a portable gaming console player, that's something that I'm really interested in. And honestly enticed me to try out Xbox's new ecosystem. Was just that freedom to be able to play wherever you want.
We're going to have to contact Namtech and get the disclosure rating on there saying, please be aware of your surroundings while playing on the Xbox Quick Resume.
Pokemon Go 2.0.
You might as well throw it on there just to be safe.
You're going to need to throw it on there. You just see, little Timmy like, come on, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. It's like, how do you end up with a free rate? I don't know. It's playing Fortnite,
Pokemon Go, they was people falling off buildings and stuff. Just
I can get you, Pikachu. Pikachu.
This one has a special hat. I need to get the one with the sun hat and the birthday hat and the. I don't know what else. Those were. I know I had like one with
and I was like, hat. I just got rid of mine. I was like, I'm done.
I still have it. I just never really want to boot it up anymore. It's just. I prefer like the old school way of playing where I don't have to like walk across like town to like go level up my Pokemon. I can just sit there and actually level them up and evolve them. I don't have to like catch a million like Pupitars or Larvitars to get a Tyranitar. I can just catch one
and then just slap the crap out of everyone else and train it up.
Yeah, just smack the crap out of everyone else, train it up, get it to be a Tyranitar.
But and then that's not the point of Pokemon Go. Is to get you off your lazy butt, off that couch, that wonderful-looking couch, and get you outdoors and walking around.
Hey, this is a pretty nice
dangerous neighborhood.
You see how comfy I am here?
I know.
I don't leave this couch. This is nice.
Next to like two drug dealers.
Look at this. Woo! Like, see, this is the life. Like back in, I don't know if you guys ever had this. But there was. It was the version of Digimon where like they would turn into the Digimon.
Yeah,
it was
Frontier.
Like
Digimon
all of
Frontier.
like all their. I lost mine.
I've got the TV series.
I never had the TV series, but I had the Digivice that it came with, and I lost it, and I want it back. I don't know if it's at my parents' house, Mom and Dad. If you're watching this, if you can find it, please find it for me.
Send it to Gravity.
Please,
Airmail.
I'm coming over this weekend. Please, like, find it for me.
It'll be the best Christmas gift ever.
That was something that was really cool. Like, it had like a step counter in there, but like I never actually walked around with it. Like, I would just sit there, just going, and then all of a sudden it'd go, and I'm like, oh, cool. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Then just
he's using like a shake weight, like
basically, like you just used it as a shake weight, but like it also had the capability of like connecting with other people. It was super fun. Come on, Pokemon Go, step up your game.
Speaking of stepping up games, don't forget to go on to repsports.com, get yourself some Raise energy drinks, type in ALWT Gaming at checkout to get yourself a nice little discount there. Definitely get online, get your energy drinks before Malachi buys them all out again.
Facts!
Moving on to the next and most wonderful part that everyone wants to talk about, that PS5 fan. And it will update via the internet? What is this?
Yeah.
The 21st century? Next thing you're going to tell me dialects are going to come down and rule the world.
Who knows, man? 2015.
Anyways, Malachi, would you like to start us off here with this one?
Sure thing. So, Roland Bishop from Comic Book. In case somehow you missed it, there's a rather beefy internal fan with the PS5 that functions as part of the whole cooling process for the next-gen console. The recent PS5 teardown video released by Sony Interactive Entertainment shows it off particularly well. And while the physical fan might remain the same as time goes on, Sony has indicated that it intends to update how it optimizes based on data collected from the behavior of accelerated processing unit, the APU. And in quote, various games will be released in the future, and data on the APU's behavior in each game will be collected, said Yashiro Otori, VP, Mechanical Design Department. All right, Hardware Design Division, Sony Entertainment Executive, or Entertainment said in a recent interview with the 4gamer.net, as translated by Eurogamer, in quote, we have a plan to optimize the fan control based on this data, end quote. So Otori is, of course, the same person that featured in the PS5 teardown video mentioned above. And if anyone know about Sony's plans for updating next-gen consoles fans, it'd be him. As with the translated interview, there's always the possibility that this isn't the right context, but given the number of different translations, it seemed to agree on the finer points. You can probably expect to see updates applied to the fan after console launches next month. So that means if I am playing God of War 2 and it starts sounding like a jet engine on a Monday, then on Tuesday, when I go ahead and fire it back up, it might be super quiet because of the update that it did on the internet.
I can't play Highway to the Danger Zone anymore.
Probably not, but I'm just saying, that's pretty insane. I've never heard of a physical fan update collecting data and being updated via internet. That's next gen stuff.
I've heard of that before.
I haven't.
PCs that do that.
PCs do that, and that's why my next thing was going to be like, I'm wondering how many are going to try and crack into this thing just to control it themselves, because PCs, if anyone has played with theirs and all, you've got a control system in your fan for your BIOS and all to set up to where you can control how much your fans run and at what temperatures do they kick up at, so if you're overheating because of a clocking GPU and all, and GPUs nowadays too do that as well, you have controls for that for their internal fans and heat sinks. Is you set the temperature ratings, and after once they hit it, then they'll clock. They'll start clocking to keep it down below what you want to be your level for your cool.
I'm currently overclocking my GPU. So.
Yeah, my GPU. Like, actually, at one time I was like, "Why is this thing running so hot and the fan's not going?" Well, because the original control set was like, "Oh, it's not going to be till this degree before we even turn it to 10%." I was like, "Excuse you, no." So, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with that, and maybe if they come out with something to where we, as the gamers, can make the decision on the control. Saying, at this point, I want to run the fan at this. I see that FaceTime ball. I know I'm hoping for a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone created a mod hack or something just to do it.
Probably. I mean, with how hands-on Sony has been with this new console, especially with the optimization that they've tried to have, even with older games, just giving you recommendations, optimizing graphics for very specific games, doing walkthrough stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they were just okay, God of War is going to push your hardware to this point. This is what we need to do with it. But I saw that face you were making, 9Ball. I saw the face you were making.
We all saw the face you were making.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Come on, boy. Come on. What you got?
Said that they was gonna let people customize. I don't see it.
I said, oh, maybe they will, but I know for a fact that people are going to crack it regardless of PS5 wants them to or not.
No, it's just basically with that. The reason why most people get consoles is for convenience. You want a console that takes care of itself. It's that independent kid, other than the one kid that if you leave them alone for 5 seconds, they go try to jump out windows or something. You want the one that sits in the chair.
I can fly.
Politely watches TV. That's what the console is. People really on consoles really don't try to fiddle with the inner workings or the things we was talking about, when you first brought that in about the fans. Inside my computer, I actually got a massive. I got I forgot what it's called, but it's a massive heat sink on there. A big metal plate is actually attached to it, along with 2 fans that blow the air off of the metal.
Okay, also, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You see those more often. You see more of the liquid cooling systems, or you see just a high heavy fan build in the systems. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Also, with my GPU, I run like Afterburner, which we will usually fiddle with like the power output of the GPUs and stuff. How much can I slip out of this without frying the system? How many volts can I throw in it before it electrocutes and blows up the thing?
Before you start smelling a chemical factory, you're like, oh
Yep.
shit.
Most consoles don't want to. Like, I even got like even my CPU's overclocked. I'm running at like 4.1, 4.2 gigahertz, and it's supposed to be running at 3.5.
Nice.
So it's just basically, like I said, most PCs are overclock and do stuff like that. Console people, they don't like to touch it. They like to get it. You sit it down. You put it in its assigned spot. It stays there. Nobody touches it, and you're good to go. Are you having a rave over there?
I am.
Getting ready to rave it up.
Hey, I had to switch it up.
Attention here. I think you want some attention.
No, that's fine.
Malachi,
That's fine.
what you got to say, man, about that PS5 engine? You want the Gen engine going on there for the fan, or do you want it to be normal?
I honestly, I mean, the fan obviously is definitely what I think that the little update that's going to be doing is really, really cool. I think it would be awesome if they allow you to for anyone like you guys, 9ball and Mildew and Carrot. I think it'd be cool if they give you that feature if you wanted to control it via app from your phone. I think that would be kind of cool. I feel like that's a little too next gen, but I think that'd be pretty cool. I just wanted to show off my light because I got it for my birthday, and I was like, you know what? It's dark out and now, right now. Let's go ahead and make some light happen. Light show. So,
Malachi, I've got one thing to say for that.
What up?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I definitely kind of like that idea of the possibly doing it for the ones who want to do it. Maybe give us the control for it. But I think Gravity kind of nailed it, is where it's going to look at each game and say, all right, God of War is running super hot. Why? Because it's God of War. So we got to crank it up.
All right.
Bug Snacks.
Like I said,
why are we running at all? I don't know. So let's turn ourselves down, save some power. It probably will look at each game and system and say, what are they doing? But not only that, but probably look at you as the gamer. Like, what are you doing on your system? Because you may be running on a higher monitor set with better frequencies, versus someone else who's running on a base standard TV. Maybe that'll play a little bit into it, and they can look at it saying, all right, maybe we're not heating up as much. So it's probably going to be like, 9ball said, where it's at one, update system saying, all right, 9ball likes to go hardcore to the, to the 9ball, and just, we're going to overclock like crazy. Malachi probably is medium level, so we're going to keep it at a medium level because he doesn't really like go too hot and heavy, and then of course Gravity just tends to leave it on all day, so we got to make sure we're cooling consistently. So it's probably got that memory capability in it to be able to determine to do that.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
To get back to it, I think they can. I mean, yeah, for the whole fan thing, I'm all for it. I believe that, yeah, they do need to work on it. And like I said before, it's been a big issue. As you throw more power, they have been consistently, both of them, fighting over this heat issue. I feel like they can make it for people, but I feel like you would have to do probably like a annular agreement that, hey, if you blow up your console, it's not our fault.
Right.
Otherwise, that's the only bad thing I see with that too. Because if people blow up their console, the first thing they're gonna do is try to blame Sony. It's your fault, Sony, that I had the console that blew up.
Well, what if the update actually messes something up? Like, what if they put in an update and it's like just not quite there enough? Your system ends up overheating, or just something ends up happening. It causes some issues with your system, and then Sony's just like, sorry, it's not our fault.
That actually would be upon Sony's fault, because as the provider of the update with their system, they are the ones who kind of caused it today.
Sony.
I know it's happened before, but it's definitely one thing that would be on them, because they've provided a fallible update. Versus where it's like if you're like logging into like an app or something with your Sony account username and you do an adjustment, that data is saved in logs saying you made that adjustment on this date.
Right.
So if you make that adjustment and you fry 2 days later because of that, well, you're kind of shit out of luck. And like 9ball said, that's a big thing. Is like, what if you fry your system? It's like, I would hope they would have some sort of failsafe in there saying, you probably don't want to run it this way, and if you do, that's on you,
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's something that would be interesting to see if they do it for those of us who like to play with overclocking and things. But I definitely like still the base concept of it looks into the system, it looks at the data saying, all right, you guys are running hot, we got to cool you down, so.
Everything like Windows 2000, you get that one pin guy. Not the fry. Maybe I can help with that.
I mean,
I can do it.
I mean, doesn't the PlayStation 4 already have a fail-safe feature, like where if your system gets too hot, it just shuts off?
It's a.
I think I've seen I've seen her PlayStation 4 do that like once.
Yeah,
It's way too hot, and it was just like, it was just like, no, I'm done.
It's like
hold on, time out.
Yeah, after X amount of heat, then it's like, we're done. I mean, every PC, a lot of PCs have it. It's a fail-safe in their system. PCs and consoles will have it just because, like we were talking earlier with 9-ball with overclocking. You fry anything on a computer. It's not just like, psst, oh, you're done. You're gonna probably start smelling some chemical smoke.
Last time I did that, I had a fire.
Yeah, you see, the people thinking like, oh, it's nothing. No, it's something. Trust me. I've been in labs before where and this was an Apple. This was an Apple lab that we had at my old college, and one of the monitors literally just started pouring smoke out the bottom of it. It was one of those new when they did the whole combination tower monitor thing. Started pouring smoke out of the bottom of it. Why? Unfortunately, the heatsink failed, and it just fried the system, and it's just, you're smelling. It was bad. Like, we had to leave the lab. It was so bad.
I had a faulty motherboard, and the minute I did it, it just seemed like the transistor start burning. You just seemed
man, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take the whole thing in there.
Oh, bro, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's the fan, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, PS5 can definitely work it out. If not, 9-ball will definitely be online playing Highway to the Danger Zone. So
Yeah.
and last,
coming out, yeah.
and last but not least, and Malachi's most probably favorite topic so far, besides Final Fantasy XIV, Ghost of Tsushima Legends.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm
Chris
talking about.
Perea and James O'Connor from GameSpot update the Legends. Update is available now for Ghost of Tsushima as a 9GB download on PSN. In addition to downloading the 1.1 update itself, you'll also need to grab the Legends DLC pack, which is available for free on the PlayStation Store. As noted below, you can access the mode either by speaking with Gyozan or selecting the new Legends options available in the main menu. Once you dive in, you will be presented with a brief tutorial to either teach you the game's basic mechanics or remind you of how to play. It also runs you through the unique abilities of 4 playable classes. Once you've tested each one out, you'll select one to unlock as your starter class, and by playing, you'll be able to eventually unlock access to the others. Much like the campaign, you will also earn new gear, along with new customization options like sword effects, and be able to acquire new techniques to provide you with more options in combat. There are 2 and 4-player co-op modes, and a raid is also on the way for Legends, but that will come sometime after launch. Here's a tip if you're struggling as a team. While you can learn where a map's spawn points are, the spawn order is randomized, so you'll want to look to the sky for fireworks to indicate where enemies are coming from. Use the ping system if you spot fireworks because they'll show where the enemies are coming from. Good luck, warriors. So, Malachi.
Yes.
Tell me, how do you feel with this announcement?
I am very excited. I have Ghost of Tsushima Legends on my Ghost of Tsushima game. I want to go ahead and get through the campaign first. I've been really, really itching to play it, but I want to play it when more of ALWT Cast has the game and wanted to jump on with me so we can stream that together because this game is already awesome single player. No one saw this co-op mode coming. Now that it's here, very Monster Hunter-esque, if you will, mixed in with a little bit of like Shinobi and the Way of the Samurai type deal. I'm very, very excited about this. It's fantastic news, and I didn't even realize that it's like there's like a little pinging system in there. So it sounds like you're gonna start on different parts of the map, not always together. That's kind of cool to me. So. And on top of that, you have the 2-player, which is the actual co-op, and then you do have the survival mode for the 4 players, which I'm really, really excited to do with you guys for. And then there's a raid mode. Like, what's that going to be? Final Fantasy XIV. It has everything that I want right now, so I'm very excited for this.
Cool. Yeah, I know TPF Abyss just got Ghost of Tsushima, so I might be able to bum it off of him because he got the disc version. So we'll see about that one there. Gravity Mark II. What's this do for you?
So, honestly, it was this Legends expansion that completely convinced me to, like, fully dedicate myself to actually getting the game. Because, just just looking at it, I'm already a huge, big open world guy. I loved Horizon. I loved Breath of the Wild. Just being able to just have this big open map, especially set in the time period that it is in Japan, like that looks really cool and really exciting to explore. But it was something that was just kind of on my radar, but it wasn't really anything there. But it was this Legends update that really cemented it to be like, oh, I can play with Malachi, I can play with my friends. This is really cool. Like that, it was that more social feature to be able to honestly just expand it past the limitations of just that big open world that you have, and actually be able to interact with other people is something that I really appreciate. Like, I like playing by myself in a lot of situations, but just being able to play with your friends, especially in a game like Ghost of Tsushima, that looks really exciting to me.
Yep, it definitely had the multiplayer aspect. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Mass Effect, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Andromeda?
The APEC missions from Andromeda.
Yeah.
And then the Mass Effect 3, where you had the raid missions throughout the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of that, where you kind of you'll have your random playable characters. You go into a multiplayer setup, you play with friends or random co-ops to just kind of get through objectives and all, and just beat waves of enemy down. So it definitely is very cool and interesting. I do know that they came out with the secondary campaign, which is kind of remind me if I'm wrong, Malachi. It's a separate campaign from the main story. Is that correct?
Yep. And I think the only correlation it's going to really have is the people you're playing as are the legends that's being told in Tsushima, not about Jin, which is the main character, the protagonist, but about, again, you're going to encounter different legends and demons and all that stuff within the series. Pretty good stuff, and I think that's who you're playing as, is those 4 legends.
Okay, cool. So yeah, definitely sounds like we got some fun stuff there. 9-ball, tell me what you got. What you thinking?
I'm gonna come out straight up saying I may have made a mistake here. When I first initially saw this game, it was after Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it and, like I said earlier, blew it off as another Souls-like game. So I was like, okay, this probably ain't gonna be worth nothing. It'll probably be like a Souls-like. You come and go. But seeing the time that they invested, it kind of been moving up my radar, and I've been keeping an eye on it. So it's gonna be definitely a game I'm gonna be picking up very soon, probably soon here.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely say like I said, I'm gonna
definitely a game I gotta get shortly. I'm probably gonna get it. I don't know when, but it'll be sometime.
Yeah, like I said, I was definitely probably gonna bum it off of TBF Abyss, who you guys can see me playing with on Code Vein Mondays. We definitely been trying to get that up, just to try and get a start on it and just get some of the story done and see what that's all about. But yeah, I mean, if it definitely starts going on sale again, or goes down in price a bit or something, or we got another possible Black Friday sale for PS4 or something like that, along the lines, holiday sales, I'll definitely probably pick it up then, because I was kind of with the eyeball on the starting point. Is it goes yeah, it kind of feels like another Soul game, but samurai style. I'm kind of okay right now, but now that I've been seeing a lot more people playing it and hearing a lot more about it, I'm actually very kind of interested. So my curiosity has very been piqued. So yeah, we'll have to definitely check it out, and especially with that new update where we can do multiplayer with people. Especially if we can get, I always find multiplayer better with friends, though I have played with randos before. But there's sometimes you just you get that roulette luck of the draw, and it's just so bad.
Yeah.
and then I heard the R word, raids. You know how I feel about raids.
I will say one last thing about Ghost real fast. I will say one last thing is that literally yesterday I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. Or not yesterday, it was 2 days ago. Literally 2 days ago, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. I went on this mission, and normally when you go inside these missions, you have the option of entering in as the ghost, as far as just sneaky attacks and stuff like that, or just calling everyone out and just head-to-heading everybody. And I ended up doing the noble thing, calling everyone out, And I tell you, man, that fight that I did, it took me a while, and I very well could have used 3 other people. Like, it very much would have been very, like, it was crazy.
Ghost.
Yeah, it was crazy. I could have used the ghost. I could have, but I wanted to put my money where my mouth is, and they showed up.
The squealing I heard?
they showed up. I think it's actually on one of the streams right now on the ALWT page. I could be wrong, but they showed up. They showed out, but I showed out a little bit harder, and I was just thinking about it. I was just like, if the raids and the multiplayer is anything like this, boy, we're in for a ride. So
Sounds like some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is All Things Gaming here with everyone tonight. We definitely appreciate y'all here. Just sticking in with us. You know, it's been a long night. Definitely had little side things going on. One mention is Sin Strength and Numbers are down on Mondays, if no one else has remembered that. We definitely had to do a little change up there. So, like I said, you can check out me and TVF Abyss on Code Vein on Mondays. Malachi, what you got going on Sin segments on Mondays?
So lately it's been more of a not Ghost of Tsushima. Now that's on my mind. Now lately it's been a lot of Final Fantasy 14. But I actually have been absent from Sin segments lately just because I've been going down to Dayton for dance. But all the times I do get to jump on, I am gaming it up on Final Fantasy 14 with Gravity Mark II, Abs 3315, and it's the 9 Ball as well as Silent, which is a featured guest for ALWT Gaming. So.
Nice. Yep, definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely look forward to us here in November. I know we have Smite Nights on Thursday, but it might become Smite Monday, Smite Thursdays with the drop of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Pass.
Whoop, whoop.
Can you say we're going Prestige?
Prestige.
I won't Splinter.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will learn how to play Hachiman just to get
I can guarantee you all, at least we try gaming, will be on there, and we'll be going Platinum, Prestige,
and
full
if they
mode,
playing on there, or whoever he
24/7 on it. Like,
Facts.
we will not play any other games until we are fully done with that. Yes, I can guarantee you that. All right. Well, definitely. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be the Patreon for Kind of Funny Games Daily here in their next segments, and also definitely hop on over, check them out, give them some likes, give them some loves. You know, we definitely appreciate what they give out to the world, as you've heard us mention them a lot here. So definitely be sure to check that out. Also, coming up on the 31st, another 9 to 5 segment on Halloween.
Dun dun dun.
Will 9 Ball finally get Malachi to play Silent Hill?
Nope.
We'll find out.
I got PT
Also-
over here.
He's like, you're gonna have PTSD by the time I'm done with you, man. Also, don't forget to check out our Anchor podcast online. Check it out, give it a like, give it love, you know. All right, before we head on out, ladies and gentlemen, Gravity, 9 Ball, Malachi, is there any final words you want to give to our lovely audience that have been checking in with us tonight here today?
No.
Nothing?
Like,
Malachi
yourself.
speechless?
Yeah. No, I got Smite Night on. Go ahead there.
I'm just gonna say, enjoy yourself, have fun, give us
Yeah.
a like, give us a listen. You don't even have to give us a like. Just give us a listen.
just
Just
COVID safe.
be COVID safe.
Yes.
Check out Mildew Carrot when he's playing Code Vein.
And wrap
I
up
feel bad
Spider-Man.
because I don't watch all of it, but like, help me watch his Code Vein. It's a really great time to watch. Just
Yep.
jump on, give it a watch.
Definitely. Also, this Sunday, I have it on my roster because I know you're also disappointed with me. I am going to complete Spider-Man, and you'll be there for the stream. I don't care how long it takes me. It could be an all-day thing. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna get it done because I know I've kind of missed you guys for the past 3 Sundays, and as I mentioned in my stream on Monday, I have been distracted with Warframe. I will not lie. I got back into that, and I dove so far down the rabbit hole, I pretty much ended up in the void. I was like, wait a minute, how do I get out of here again? Shit.
I just want Spider Cat.
Oh,
Give me
heck yeah.
Spider Cat. Please just give me Spider Cat. That's
I'll be getting the DLC. I'll be getting the DC. I'll get the DLCs for you, just for you, Gravity, just for you.
The one thing I would say for as far as me closing words on here would be Smite Night, which is going to be this coming Thursday. You're going to see ALWT Cast on there, various different days, times of the day. I won't be personally jumping on until closer to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then of course We have the as Mildew had mentioned, the 9 to 5 segment, which is actually going to be World War Z. Never played it before, and we'll see. Happy Halloween, everyone! And lastly, we have one more winner to pull for a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077. All you have to do.
Feels mildew and carrot.
All you have to do is follow us. You don't have to sub to us. We won't deny the sub if you want to, but all you have to do is follow us on Twitch and you're entered into the drawing. It's literally that simple.
I don't see my name on there.
Yeah, that's all I got.
We had to block you and your 12 accounts there.
Fraud.
12? Okay, that's good.
Fraudster.
No, I just have too much time on my hand playing Warframe. I'm sorry. But all right. Well, thanks so much, guys. That's going to wrap it up here for us at ALWT Gaming. Glad you guys checked in with us. Want to thank everyone for tuning in and being part of this show. Malachi, Gravity, Nineball, and all you listeners out there. We appreciate y'all. So definitely, like I said, give us a like, give us some love, and give us some comments if you got some things you want us to hear or talk about later on in the show. You can definitely check us out online at Twitch, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, YouTube. At least we tried _gaming. Email is at least we tried.gaming@gmail.com. So, like I said, give us a like, give us some love. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This is Mildew Carrot with the rest of the crew saying Control Alt
Complete.